Yes, it's on the fritz. Don't look at it. I unplugged it, so I think it's not grounded, but it's hooked to the accessory wire. I can't remember what I got going on now because I went to try. I'm like, okay, let's try the other sensor hole because I was looking up some stuff because I was investigating my water temperature gauge not working. I'm like, okay, there's all these sensors on the side of on the block has 3. One's for the dummy light, one's for the actual temperature, and I think the other one is for I don't know what they call it, but I got this little LCD display down here that does stuff, and yes, it actually still works. It'll give me actual oil temperature, outside temperature, liters per 100 kilometers, and how many kilometers I'm driving. And I don't know why it says kilometers per hour because I don't think it actually, I don't know. It does some stuff, and it's still doing stuff. Well, usually that has failed a long time ago and doesn't work. Mine actually works. I'm like, sweet. So I fixed my water temperature, but while I was in there trying to figure out which sensors were what, so when I hooked up all that stuff, I redid a bunch of the engine grounds, and I didn't quite notice that there was a little sensor up in between that when I pulled off all the grounds and was like kind of pulling on the wires, scotch brighting them, and putting them back on there, that I pulled off this other wire was just a female connector slipped onto a brass pin like I explained before, and it was so loose that when I actually pulled on the wires it just slipped right off, but it was tucked in behind where I couldn't see. And the other one I was pulling off and checking, and I took the needle nose, tightened it up a little bit, put it back on. I think it was just for the dummy light. I got looking at this, found this photo online because forums for the Mark II Volkswagen stuff, there's lots of stuff. The forums for Volkswagen, and I'm sure that there's other car stuff that is great too, but Mark 1, 2, 3, and 4 Volkswagen stuff is awesome. Like, there is stuff. I am saddened by the Audi TT stuff. I'm like, I can't find half the input I need because most people are just like, we're not modding our Audis, we just buy them, slow rims, slap rims and tires on there, and that's it. Where I'm like, I want to get into tuning, transmission tuning, what's what, where do I find the stuff, and like aftermarket support, but there isn't a whole lot because people just don't do it. So I ended up finding this picture that had all the sensors labeled, and on it said the opposite for the high pressure switch. So there's the oil filter, and above that's the oil cooler, and then on top of that is the 2 oil sensors, which will be low pressure for your dummy light to come on that you've got low oil pressure, check your shit, or the other one behind it. Man, everybody, how they drive around here. That guy's got to get ahead of that guy so he could be ahead of that guy, but we're all gonna get there at the same time. I get it. So I wanted to try putting the sensor position in the other hole and see if it would read different or not, but no bueno, because the extension they give you, because you have to run 2 sensors, so one's for your What are we doing today? Well, we gotta go to Whitewater. We're working for Whitewater. We gotta go pick up a bunch of hose reels from Torrent. We're gonna take that all the way south of GP to the North Imperial. Alright, so a little bit on the dusty side in there, eh? When everybody's like powder puff. They don't have, we haven't had any rain for like over a month anywhere. In central Alberta anyway. There might be a little bit out west, but nothing really. She's the dry season. Which is fun. Hopkins. Shh. So yeah, it's nice. You know, haven't been in any mud really, except for when they water the roads. Everybody's pretty much cropped out for the most part. You know, a couple more guys are waiting. It's been pretty warm most of the weeks, but it does dip down to getting, not frost, but it gets down to like 5 degrees at night, which feels cold to us because we've been, you know, sweating all summer. So okay, so we're on, this is just cut across in between Asplin Road and Highway 12. We'll take 12 out to 20, 20 to 39, 39 to 770, 770 to 16. We just do like a little loop-de-loo and then get right on the start of 43, 43 to Grand Prairie. Take the old school bypass, which just comes straight into Grand Prairie, traffic circle, go south, go by like Costco and Canada Post, I think it is where we turn left. Back out to 100th, which is 40 south, 40 south. We're like 30 to 40 minutes, I think, to the North Imperial. It's not that far. It's just past Canfor 2000 a little bit, if I remember correctly. I got a pin drop, so I'll double check, but I think that's where it is. Driver's side is looking mint. Passenger side is looking not so mint. I got a little bit of sticking outage. I might have one more ratchet strap we might throw on it. I got straps, I got chains, I got ratchets. I'm just like, the trombone isn't the greatest because there's just placement where everything ends up with the wheels. And then I got the spooler on, well, not, I guess it's the spooler. Sketchily just put on the back. I was like, we should have put that somewhere else. But it kind of takes up a little bit of space, so we had nowhere really to put it, so we just put it there. Got some skid steer action. Hopefully it looks half decent. I thought maybe I might have had the camera looking too low, but I had the camera looking at the grapple, so I hope I didn't screw that up, because I was like, hey, we put the camera on the skid steer. He's like, shit, yeah. It's like, I'll have to be on my best behavior. Do my best. Which, guy's phenomenal on the skid steer. It's just too bad it was like dust. But it might look cool. You never know, you know? Yeah, no. So, alright, these are water reels. So you end up using a skid steer, string them out over your section that you want to run water from, whether they got a lake, they got a sitting pool, to whether they run it to a C-ring right at the frac or close to the frac, and then they'll feed the frac obviously as it goes, because it uses an immense amount of water. Too much. Lots. I don't even know how much, but you've seen the C-ring pools. Sometimes they got one, sometimes they got two. Sometimes they do just have a water minion, so that's, yeah, it's still a bit of water, but it's not, you know, it's not a ton. Checking out this load. Oh, the window's open, easy. Just outside of Rimby here, like I said we were gonna do. So they redid my internal brake on my winch, so I don't know if it's, they made a mess. TDI. We had to really cram them together to get them on here, which is fine. I need this trailer for the return. Hey, this is what I'm worried about, is this thing here in the back. Oh shit, this is all loose. Rocked a few train tracks. There is a small gap. I was worried that might happen. There's no support back here, and these boards get smashed out all the time. Shouldn't really haul reels on this trailer just because of that. But they'll just throw in a couple more toothpicks. Call it good. That's not gonna work. Over there. Oh, yeah, that's better. Quite tight, but by the time I get there, they will be. Let's check that again in another. Damn it. Yeah, it's gone. It has checked out. I think, yeah, this is the one. This is sticking out. I don't like that, but there's nothing I can really do about it. So I'd put another ratchet like I did this one. There'd be a little bit less care if I wasn't going by the scales. But we're going by one for sure. I mean, sorry, two. Self-weigh and GP and Whitecourt. And who knows what's going on with the super scales out there on Highway 40, right? They're building that new one. Probably getting there. Oh, this sucks. A lot of sucking. Yeah, not ideal. Look, more bear shit. Surprise. So yeah, we got clamps in a basket. That's nice. These are reels. You can see they got the gear cog on the side. That goes up in this machine here. It's got a gear drive. You see the hydraulics. Gear drive there. So they can spool in, spool out. So yeah, my internal brake was starting to act up, and I'm like, you know what? I almost dropped a shack the other day. It's been fine as long as I'm winching, but if you like went over the roll and you were winching, it was going over the roll coming down and then let off, it would just go. So I had to like winch up right away when that happened, but I'm pretty sure the last time it happened I was winching and it went over the roll and it just went down real quick, but I winched up, so it's kind of shock loading your winch, not good. And I'm like, we gotta do something before something gets wrecked. Had to bring up that it's been dry for a month. We haven't seen any rain. Guess what? 2 sets and a steer. I'm just kidding, but it could be. Never know. No. Should be safe to get in North Imperial. There's only a big hill coming out. We'll be empty. We should be all right for that. So I guess let's rinse her off. Let her back.
Threw me a warning without a sound. You left me all alone to take it on myself. This can't be. Take your time and make very sure that you've made up your mind. I know you don't let anything go easy, and if you wouldn't mind, I'd like And I'd like to see you one more time to tell you what's been on my mind. Please, you make me feel hollow, like you don't even care. You make love so hollow, like I'm not even there. Hollow,
So 2035. Happy low boy on Northern Prairie at 0. Road's closed, so we can't even go to location. I don't know why. Going up around the corner here, basically. Mandatory channel during muddy, slippery conditions. And the every blind word on get wet.
I am 2 hours early for work, so I will just trail behind you.
Oh, 2 hours?
FD 1 on the 4 road for 2 pickup.
Someone's eager to get to work.
Want to pick up on the goal and 2.5?